Fortnite's second OG season is confirmed to be Chapter 2, and now this is being teased. From why Epic removed Llamas to the next concert, here are 30 more secrets in Fortnite Season 3. Throughout the history of the game, there's never been a way to escape death while boogie bombed until today. In Season 3, you can now skull dash your way to safety.
Yeah, boy.
But that's not a secret, as the item Fortnite just removed for the first time in 5 years. Llamas are gone. They're basically the mascot of Fortnite. No one expected why these would vanish. Sure, they've been changed a lot over the years, but this straight up removal has kinda left us shocked. With the introduction of vaults and the fact we spent so much time in cars, and maybe it was time they needed a break. Instead, the only creatures you'll find on the island are secretly teasing a crossover that no one's talking about. Near the Leviathan, you'll find a chest on a crate, and right in front of it, this little guy. He is different from your average coral buddy thanks to one thing, the eye patch. Yes, he is dressed as a pirate, our first official teaser for the summer event, which is about to bring Pirates of the Caribbean to Fortnite. It's a major collab that players have wanted, and it's not the only franchise Fortnite's dropping soon. We're just weeks away from the summer event, which will bring tons of vaulted items like impulses, rift-to-goes, a legendary lock-on pistol, and a new experience with Fall Guys. An item you can use right now is Nuka-Cola, and this includes a secret detail which completely went over my head. We've mentioned that popping it gives you a bottle cap, except it also gives you an XP achievement. This is labeled Sugar Bomb, and while you might write this off as a joke about how sugary Nuka-Cola is, it is actually a reference to a super popular brand in Fallout. Now, Fortnite just leaked a major event that's happening in summer. In this week's update, they left behind files with some pretty revealing text. It mentions something being used in the Chapter 5 Season 3 Metallica concert, which is a bombshell no one saw coming. We knew a Metallica collab was around the corner, and there were whispers of a potential concert, but with live events only happening once a year, this has caught everyone off guard. And they're not the only characters to look out for. You may have noticed that Season 3's bosses are completely different. They don't attack you on sight anymore, which is already a huge shakeup, but what you might not know is this is the first time NPCs have done this since the Foundation, the only other boss to be passive. And this week, Fortnite dropped a new weapon called the Tri-Beam Laser Rifle. The design fits perfectly in the wasteland, but what you probably didn't realize is how this is a secret crossover. Fallout fans will know this is from New Vegas, except that isn't entirely true. After listening to the gun sounds, they were different from the original. And so this led players to realize it's actually based on the Tri-Beam from Fallout 3's DLC, making this collab even more hidden. Season 3 is full of secret updates like this, including the detail when you use a turret. If you go into replay mode while in a car or view the window, it turns out the passenger will pull out a controller while using the gun. Look closely and it shows the wrong map. That is the Chapter 2 island. While this might feel like a mistake, there's a pattern going on right now that is leading up to the grand reveal of Fortnite OG 2. Not only is the controller teasing the island, but our current map has been slowly changing shape with each season. It's oddly familiar, looking very close to the shape of Chapter 2. And thanks to the leak roadmap, we know why. The final month of Chapter 5 will take us back to 2020, which means we'll get to play the Midas and the Flood seasons again. I have been dreaming about this for years. Another secret reference that fans love is hiding in the power armor. There is an edit style in the set referencing Black Knight from Chapter 1, and while players assume this was a cool tribute to OG Fortnite, it's more. This is a tongue-in-cheek reference to the fact that power armor owners are known as Knights by the Brotherhood of Steel. They designed an entire edit style around this, and only Fallout players will catch it. Season 3 is full of these mind-blowing details that barely anyone spots, like C-3PO's secret animation. His back bling is already fun to run around with, but it turns out when you open a chest or heal up, he reacts. A lot of things in Fortnite you'll never unsee. Did you know that a lot of those farms around the map have custom windmills? Okay, I know it sounds like a random fact until you look closely. They have been designed with shark faces attached. It's a tiny detail I'm starting to appreciate. Kind of like Megalodon's Easter egg. He is the only boss exclusive vehicle with its own personal message. The rest of them say eat nitro, but Megalodon isn't like the others. His car says Meg driving. Speaking of Battle Pass characters, we're still waiting on our secret outfit, Wastelander Magneto. While most players are praising Epic for designing him to fit the season, it's now been leaked he'll have a second style. This will replace his helmet with a comic book accurate version, and we might see the entire costume get redesigned too. And he is just the first stop on our way to the next season, which is entirely Marvel themed. In fact, we recently had a leak about an item known as the Illusory Wall. It's an unfinished mythic, and we had no idea what it was for until now, where everything might have just been solved. This codename matches perfectly with the initials of Invisible Woman. Her powers also include making force fields, and according to leakers, these gameplay names are usually reserved for massive additions like new season items and mythics. Could this be our first confirmation that Invisible Woman will appear in the next Battle Pass? I think so. One of the strangest details in Season 3 has got to be the transport company. Last season changed the island entirely, but one thing that never updated was the train's map. It was stuck as the first version, which made sense since the society was gone, but now it has been secretly changed. This only gets weirder when you remember the train isn't even running right now, so who knows, maybe it'll return soon like the one in the roadmap. Something that's already confirmed to be on the way are EMPs. It is an item that players have been begging for. They're the perfect counter to cars, but instead we got boogie bombs. I'm not sure these things are powerful by kicking you out of vehicles and making you vulnerable, but they're only a temporary fix until EMPs are unvaulted. Fortnite is secretly teasing the future, and you can find it on the map right now. Over at Hope's new house in Sandy Steps, she has a piece of Pandora's box. The whole thing exploded and sunk into the ground, leaving this as the only remaining part of it on the island. It's a gem holder that'll be used in quests later this season, so it's clear that Greek mythology isn't quite done with us yet. In fact, some people even got a piece of this in real life. Epic employees have received their exclusive pins for last season, and it's a mini Pandora's box that actually opens. Only Fortnite sold these to everyone, they would sell like hotcakes. And if you've been running around places like the Nitrodrome, you'll know they're blasting music 24/7, from Metallica to Avenged Sevenfold. There's tons of rock songs playing here, and even on the war bus. But if you're not a fan, you could actually turn off copyrighted music, and it'll swap the soundtrack to a completely original one by Epic. They designed all of this just for the small percentage of players who turn off the copyright sounds. But if you're landing at Redline Rig, keep an eye out for a familiar logo. On this building, you can spot a panel taken straight from Spillex. That's right, the same company we've seen throughout the history of Fortnite. Not the only cool detail, Brutal Beachhead is actually hiding a secret from Megalodon's past. Right on the back of his ship, you can spot this giant logo, which is actually designed after military ranks. In fact, Megalodon's shoulder has a similar patch, so clearly Fortnite is giving this guy some kind of super soldier background. This season has given us plenty of story content, including a teaser from Jonesy. If you talk to him right now, there's a chance he'll say he's been called the strong and silent type. Sound familiar? That's because it's the same description as the Visitor, a very interesting reference. Don Tolliver recently made his debut, dropping a jam track and an emote, but it looks like that is not all we're getting. Since then, he's also started teasing a brand new creative map, and leakers think there might even be more to this collab on the way. With all the cars this season, vehicle skins are more important than ever. The next collab is already confirmed to be the Nissan Fairlady Z, and you'll be able to get it for free if you're subscribed to Crew just by logging into Rocket League. And if you're wondering what happened to the teddy bears this chapter, they have made their own vehicles. If you head over to Sandy Steps, you can find them sliding down the sand dunes in bathtubs. Some of them even ended with a crash landing. It's great to finally see these guys back, so hopefully their story continues over the next few weeks. If you somehow needed even more mobility this season, players have found a brand new trick with the Nitro Fists. These things are already great at escaping enemies, but if you happen to be near an umbrella, it gets a little better. Don't punch into the sky, launch yourself right into these, and you'll bounce with full force, sending you even further. A gun that has already been around for 3 seasons has a secret that most players missed. The Burst SMG is a pretty standard item, but whether you like it or not, you probably didn't spot the llama hidden right on it. It's on the side of everyone, and it even stays when you have a wrap equipped. Those are 30 more secrets in Fortnite Season 3. Click on screen right now to watch part 1. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.